Hi everyone. We all know justice is important, don't we? But we also know that we live in a world that is full of injustice. Remember when Jesus was arrested and tried? That was a terrible perversion of justice. In the end, he was executed, not because he'd done wrong, but because of political reasons. And his death just illustrates the lack of justice in our world. But his death also tells us that justice is important to God. You see, at a much deeper level, Jesus gave up his life in the plan of God the Father. And he did so in order to establish justice. Jesus died to pay the just penalty for our sin, so that God, in his love, could forgive us, without saying that justice doesn't matter. Justice does matter. Sin must be paid for. But in the death of Jesus, God paid for us. But that's not the end of the story. Jesus, being the infinite God-man, was able to bear the full penalty of our sin. At the cross he cried, "It is finished." His work was done. And 3 days later, God overturned the unjust decision of the human court and raised his Son from the dead. This Jesus is the King who will one day return to judge the world. The dead will be raised, and he will judge every single person for what we have done with perfect justice. All wrongs will be put right, all secrets uncovered, all scandals exposed. Justice will be done on earth at last. That's good news. But it's only good news for us if our sins have already been forgiven. Because we could never afford to pay the just penalty for the way that we have treated God. So this Easter, let's be grateful that Jesus died for the sins of his people, so that God doesn't have to count them against us. Let's turn from sin and trust Jesus to be our King. For if we do, then we will be forgiven. And when he returns, we will enjoy his kingdom of perfect justice forever. In the meantime, as we wait for that day, let us seek to be people who exemplify the principles of justice in the way we live and in the way we relate to others, because we know that justice really matters to God. Have a blessed Easter.